Welcome back to the After School Writers Podcast. It's been a hot minute. In fact, it's been a whole year. It's 2023. I'm Dias.
No, I'm Fallen.
I'm Lid.
And I'm Ex Nico.
Ooh.
We haven't done one since last year.
It is not just last year. It's also like almost the end of January.
Yeah. Well, when was the last episode that we uploaded?
I think it was I think we recorded a Christmas thing and then the audio broke, right?
Yeah,
And
but I mean,
Supreme
when's the
got
last one we
super
uploaded?
tired because he was trying to fix it, I think.
Yeah.
Supreme's not here with us. He unfortunately always has to work when we're recording these.
He has a life, and we don't.
Well, he has a life specifically from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. He's that's when his job is. Which is
Working that late shifts on
wild
weekends.
hours. I'm awake during those hours, but for very different reasons.
No, I'm sleeping during that time, bro. Fuck that.
Oh, congratulations! You have your life in order. I legit can't sleep. Okay, so I guess let's start with the first topic. What have y'all been writing? What have y'all been up to writing wise in the past couple 2-3 months?
Same thing as last time, really.
The Sonic fic?
At this point, I just concluded I'm gonna rewrite it.
Hell yeah! You know what? Sometimes you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet.
Yeah, I mean, I do have some ideas I want to put out there. I do want to get something out by Valentine's.
Ooh, Valentine's. That's
Special day.
that's 2 weeks away. It's tight schedule.
Yeah, more or less, it's 2 weeks.
What about you, Lid?
I've been writing but not posting anything. Just little snippets when I get the inspiration to.
Have you been writing any Love Live?
I only write Eureka.
Well, that's Love Live. That counts.
Yeah. That's a majority of what I write.
That's her whole brand.
Yeah.
That's true.
I've tried writing others, but it's just I get halfway through it and I'm like, dang, this story is so much better for you, Enrico.
Wait, what quantifies as a story as deserving of Eureka?
When it's good. If it's not good, it can stay to whatever it was.
Bad, you're like, Kanan, you can have this one.
Yeah. Like, what? My worst fic I've ever written? Chick, you're the main character. Or Chica.
Oh no.
Our fucking D&D sessions getting mixed in.
Yeah.
Chick.
I mean, it's the same character anyway.
Do you want to talk about?
Well, what has Fallen been writing?
Yeah.
You've been
Oh
up to?
yeah. We'll tackle this before we tangent on our own thing.
What?
What have you been up to, man?
Writing, I guess.
Yeah, what have you
Just
been writing?
Oh, the same fic that I've been writing 2 years ago and still writing up to today.
Nice. How many
Soldier Game.
chapters? It's is it 40 chapters or?
I'm at the 40th now. I'm writing the 40th as we're speaking, and I plan to end it at 42.
Ooh.
Wow, you're close.
Yeah, it's ending soon. It's finally ending soon.
I-
You know
Unfortunately,
there's that
ending-
Minecraft fic with 3 million words. Fallen's gonna top it.
No, that's impossible.
How many
I-
words? How many words do you have total?
Right now, as of 39 chapters, it's 108 and 108K889.
108,000 words.
Dang.
That's more
pretty
than I've
good.
ever posted.
Yee.
Actually, I
Oh.
want to check how many words do I have posted.
I think it's definitely more than that, man. Trust me. I don't think mine one fic can be more than yours. It's impossible.
So what made you write on it for so long? Is it have you just really excited about this idea, or are you is it a discipline thing?
No, it's just because I was supposed to finish it by the end of 2021, but procrastination plus a lot of busy stuff in my life delayed it a lot. It's not supposed to be 2 years, It's supposed to be
You
end
were
of
supposed to finish
2021.
it like you wanted it to be finished? Or-
Yeah, like any other fic that I would have done. you know.
But then why not like just stop? Why not just work on something else?
Oh, you know, I really like to finish something first before I go on to another thing. It makes me feel better because I don't like leaving things undone and leave them at one side.
Very
Feels really
honorable, very
weird.
honorable.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of unfinished shit.
There's a bunch of unfinished docs sitting in the in the drive.
One of did I guys ever tell you about this competition for the villainess, like my next life as a villainess?
I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this one admin was a fucking douchebag, right? We wanted to do like a fanfic competition because there was a lot of writers in this server. And so the admin did like an official contest with like a little prize and everything, and they very clearly put a lot of work into. And they made the requirement in order to enter the competition that you had to have at least 2 chapters, right? There's a ton of fucking writers in the server and nobody showed up. 2 chapters for whatever reason was too difficult, I guess, to enter.
Too much, they say.
Yeah, it's like I guess everyone was like a short story writer. So like basically like out of pity, like I wrote a 2 chapter thing. It was like 4,000 words, and published it and entered this competition on like the last day. And he was like, "Bro, this is your fault. Like, why did you talk about this competition? No one showed up. You should have done a better job." And it's like, bro, it's not my fault no one showed up. It's the fucking rules sucking and like being kind of hard, right? People want to do like short stories. They don't want to do like 2 chapter shit.
So he's basically throwing you under the bus.
Yeah, because I proposed it. I was like, hey, I think it would be sick if we had like a fanfic event kind of thing. Similar to what we did in like my various writing servers, right? The Bang Dream one still does events. I think it's having an event right now. But I'm only a mod on there. I don't own that server. So they kind of do it without me. But yeah, I love those like events because they're so fun in a community to talk about and be like, oh yeah, I like these kinds of stories, right? Let's really focus on that and get some excitement about writing, which is cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, so speaking of events, I similar to Mex Nico, Rob, I've done a lot of like starting stories and not a lot of finishing them.
You read through your stuff and you're like, I could have done so much better here.
Yeah, and like a lot of times it's like I'll start with an idea and I'll get like 800 words in and I'm like, I need something else, right? It's like, this isn't perfect. This isn't what I want out of fics, right?
That has been me lately.
And it's like, it's like, do y'all ever have this where like, when you start something new, you're really excited about it and you like join the community and you're like, oh boy, I can't wait to start meeting people who play tennis, right? I like tennis. I think tennis is fun. Let's meet people who play tennis. And then you meet people who play tennis and you're like, fuck, everyone here is way better than me, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's a bit like that, where it's like, when I start writing, I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is kind of ass, bro. I don't want to post this. I don't want to share this. It's like not that good, you know? I don't know. It's like starting writing is obviously really hard, but maintaining it is also pretty hard in other ways. The one thing I did post was my friend Light is a Yu fan, right? So I did a Yu and Kasumi from Nijigasaki for Kasumi's birthday, and I think it turned out alright. It was cute. I needed to put more detail and shit, but it's like I've talked about before, like I don't really finish fics because I'll just fiddle with it forever, right? And like fleshing out little details and shit. So at some point I was like, oh, it's like good enough, and I just like shoved it out there. And like people seem to like it. I know my friend Light was like, oh, this part was really cute. So yeah, I got one fic. One kind of okay fic posted in the past couple of months.
Yeah. Don't say that.
Are you okay? Did I put you to sleep? I'm sorry.
No, I'd like to take a moment to look at something, but
I jumped through a lot of different things there.
yeah. I will say though, like props to Fallen for like keeping up that dedication to his fic.
Yeah, for sure. I wish I went back and finished that one story. It was like 2 out of 3 chapters done and never finished the third one for the villainous competition. I think Lid and Fallen might have fallen asleep. Fallen in particular, I know it's always like I always feel a little bad for him because it's like 6 a.m. where he's at.
No, it's not. My mic just died.
Oh no! Stay with us,
Yes.
man. I need you.
No, so I was speaking a bit, and then I realized, oh, the mic wasn't even working. So you're in Houston.
Oh my god! I see you typed in chat. Has it been off since then?
I think so, yeah. Because I don't know, my new mic is like, okay, if I don't speak for some time, it will just, and I have to reconnect it again. So
What kind of mic do you use?
well, it's the kind of the earpiece mic, the kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean,
It decides when you're done.
yes, that's right.
You know, those
I don't
like headphone mics are usually like pretty good.
Yeah, but I'm too lazy to buy them.
Yeah,
I don't
same.
like ever since I started using like a stand mic. Like I think this is probably like the better option.
It feels more like professional. I'm using a stand mic as well.
It feels more professional, and like these are kind of designed to like not completely get rid of background noise, but like it minimizes it.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought we are not supposed to be professional in the first place.
What?
Oh,
We're never
Cool.
professional.
All right, Fallen. We got a bunch of topics here. Pick one you like, or if you want, you can like just come up with some bullshit on your own. I don't care. We'll spitball it.
oh wow.
We'll do
All
it
right,
live. Damn it, we'll do it live.
All right. We'll start off with this first question. Can ships ruin the viewing experience of entertainment?
Can
For
ships ruin the
people.
viewing experience?
It depends on the fandom, really. Because like some fandoms are very like aggressive about like certain ships, and it can be really annoying.
I don't think it's ships so much as like individual characters that annoy me.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I think ships have a lesser.
Fallen, you played a D4DJ for a while, right?
Yeah.
Can I say Aoi from Aoi? I don't AOI something like that.
Yeah. What?
I think the
about her?
fandom has gotten me to successfully despise this character.
Oh,
He's in a lot of like OVA stuff. Not he, she is a girl that looks like a
Yes.
guy. Wow.
yes, that's right. I
But
also
like
got them.
the
first time.
fandom loves doing the like trans thing, and she doesn't really give off. God, I keep saying he instead of she, and it's like, man, I'm sexist as fuck.
You're gonna get fucked on Twitter a little bit soon.
I am, God.
Who cares, man? They got better stuff to worry about on Twitter.
D4DJ is a magnet for getting canceled, dude. Like every couple months they get canceled for something.
Project Sekai was the one. No.
Recently they did the collab with Fate, and that like almost caused something.
Wait,
For-
why?
One of the outfits.
Oh,
Are you for real? Wait,
you know,
did
say
you-
no more. Say no more. I already know where this is going.
Yeah, but anyways, like as far as like when the things that ruin stuff for me, like the viewing experience, is like usually like if a character features too much, and it's like playing into, especially if it's a stereotype that I don't really care for. I'm like, oh, this is too cringe. Skip this part, you know? Just like fast forward.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, like not really ships. Because usually ships are like, they're either like so projected that they're basically canon, or they're non-existent, right? So if like a ship bothers me, either it's like not a part of the show, or it's such a huge part of the show that I like just ignore it, right? That's kind of like in their canon dynamic already.
Yeah, I think it's definitely what you said. It's more individual characters that like ruin everything rather than like two characters that are like seemingly friends with each other. Because it's like, okay, they're vibing. But this
Yeah.
one character, I hate them, you know?
I'm
So
looking at
Chica for you.
your
Yeah.
profile, right? And like your girl is so sassy. What's her name? Mia?
Mina, yeah.
Mina is so sassy in the like profile pic.
She's a cute. Ah, I love her. Totally off topic. When you get K-pop like albums, you get a chance to pull one of the members. I haven't bought them. I was given like I think 4 or 5 Twice albums already, and I have not pulled Mina a single time.
Oh, how many
Like,
members are there?
There's 9, and you get like 5 photo cards every single time.
Oh wow,
How have you not gotten one at this point? Like,
I don't know. I've gotten like the same
Wait.
3 girls.
5 out of 9, and you're not pulling the one you want.
Yeah, like I don't know. She's playing hard to get.
That
yeah,
seems really
I've
unlucky.
seen.
Actually,
I've seen that because my sister also like she buys some albums and she also gets those. I don't think she's gotten the one that she
a
wanted.
K-pop album in the U.S.?
You just
Honestly,
go and buy them.
I don't buy them. My sister buys them because she's like, "You love it. You would like to pull one." I'm like,
Aw.
"Okay."
That's sweet.
But you get all the inclusions with them. You get these like the photo cards. You get stickers. You get like posters, stuff like that.
Cool. So like,
Yeah.
is K-pop really big in the U.S.? I know, like, obviously in our communities it tends to be, but
It
Yeah,
really is.
they-
Yeah.
If you go to like Target and stuff, like really, what is it called? Like known brands and stuff, they are selling K-pop stuff now. So like
Yeah,
you go to
it's,
Target, you can find albums.
cool.
Yeah, it's becoming more mainstream.
Yeah,
Nice.
very cool. That was off topic though. What were we talking about?
You want to go through a different off-topic?
Okie dokie.
Wait. Well, I guess we haven't heard from everyone. Fallen.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, well, usually not really ships. I think ships are, yeah, for me, I feel that characters ruin the viewing experience more than ships. Because usually ships, if other people come up with some unique ass ships, then I will just use them on my story. Pretty good. It's just like a inspiration thing. So I don't really care about the ships. Ships are like good inspiration, but if it's a character like, I guess the community has made me kind of don't like Daya at all.
Oh no!
Yeah. No, in fact, I
That's like
fucking-
90% of my personality. You can't do that to me.
Nah, you're nice, but I just don't like diet.
You get the pass.
It's just an underestimation word. Yeah, I hate diet. Yeah, I hate diet. That's even. Yeah, it sounds
Why
better.
do you not like Daya? Hit me with it. All right.
I kind of don't know. I just don't like them.
I don't know.
The community
That's not
just
an
makes me-
acceptable answer, Fallen. That's not acceptable. This is my Oshi. You can't do this to me. You gotta give me a real reason. What's wrong with Daya?
I don't know. I just don't like that. I just don't really like that. It's just a vibe kind of thing.
You know, when I first watched Sunshine, I didn't like how attached she was to Ruby.
Did you know? Apparently, there was an interview that came out. Originally, she was supposed to be like, not jealous of Ruby, but like, sort of
She wasn't
like,
supposed to like her.
yeah, like disliking Ruby.
I wish they would have kept that. That's so realistic for sisters. Like, you are not gonna find me talking great about my sister to anybody else, you know?
Weren't you talking great about your sister earlier?
Oh,
That's different. Because she buying me things.
no.
Because she buying me things.
Nah, but
If we're like
Oh,
a normal conversation,
Baba
we're not gonna be
Sunday.
nice.
but I absolutely
to be
do
fair,
brag
yeah.
about my sister. My sister's very smart, and I have talked about her grades to my friends. But
You know what? Yeah, you got a good point. Yeah.
but then I
it's-
talk shit to her face.
It's different. It's always different, you know? But I feel like
Yeah.
making her like literally like, oh my god, my little Ruby. It's like, that's unrealistic. Come on, you're an older sister. And your younger sister's like in high school already.
Ruby does not act like she's in high school though. She acts like she's like 5 years old.
She does, but she's in high school.
You know,
And-
there's this one person in the not safe for work server. I'm not gonna like call him out, but they really like Ruby, and I'm like, how? How is this the character you like in this setting? It doesn't make any sense. I genuinely like cannot see her in that way. at all.
I'm not gonna say
Wild.
anything.
Wild out there.
Sure.
I know technically they're all high schoolers, but Ruby just seems like literally like 6 years old.
So what you're saying is that they're sus.
They are absolutely. I mean, you're an anime
Wow.
watcher, so you're already a little sus. But
That is true.
I mean, that's how they market it, though. It's not our
okay,
fault.
so I was trying to think of like how to say this next part, right? For me, I think like Daya being really affectionate towards Ruby really changed how I looked at her. Like the first time I watched her, like the first time I watched Love Live, right? And it was like, I was really like happy about it because like if you remember early on, they're like it's the magazine where she like yells at Ruby to put away the magazine. And I'm like, oh, that's so sad. And then it turns out they have a great relationship. I'm like, that's great. I love that. I like seeing wholesome relationships in general. I think I was talking about this earlier, but you know, just like the thing that fan fiction does best is fluff. But I like seeing fluff in like main franchises as well. I like seeing people
someone should write them pulling each other's hair.
No,
Yes,
no.
let's make it realistic.
Realistic.
Like if they're not like fucking talking shit about each other to their face, like when they see each other at home, then it's not real.
Yeah.
That's true, actually. That is true.
And even if it's just like Daya liking or Daya like saying like how cute Ruby is, I feel like if it was realistic, Ruby wouldn't like she wouldn't
Enjoy
give
it.
in to the yeah, because that's kind of how my sister is. You know, my sister's very nice to me, but I'm like mean back to her. It's just like our dynamic.
Like, bro,
So-
like, bro, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but she's like so nice to me. So it's kind of like I feel like more like Saint Snow. It's a little more realistic because like kind of Leah gives off like the like I hate everybody vibe, while Sarah's more like oh yeah, you know this is my younger sister. So I feel like
Sarah and Leah don't hate each other.
they
No, they
don't
don't.
hate each other. And like I don't hate my sister, but like it's just like our vibe, you know?
The Saint Snow's dynamic is more like not. Of course, not all siblings are the same. So this is more of like we just kind of coexist. So we're like, oh yeah, we'll do good morning.
I'm trying
That's
to
it.
think of like what other siblings would have that dynamic. But then I'm like, what other siblings are there in anime? Anime is usually so like so much of a
Only
dearth
child.
of like good relationships in general.
Well, I mean, Japan's declining birth rate doesn't help with that.
Yeah. They're either an only child or like their sister is like 10 years younger than them.
Well, have you ever watched Himoto Umaru-chan?
I have.
No.
I think that has almost the dynamic you're thinking, but one of them is 10 years older. Have you ever watched Full Metal Alchemist?
No.
That's a wholesome one.
Oh.
I watched K-On! They have a sister in that.
Yeah, and they're they're a little bit beefy. They're a little bit spicy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, a little bit.
It's not really
Yeah.
spicy. It's like you went to a ramen shop and asked for spicy ramen, and you're like, "Oh, this isn't spicy at all." But it's
What?
something.
I like K-On! Just because like she's not overly doting like Daya.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like they're still like they get along, they're great sisters, but she's not like, oh my god, my little sister, you know?
Yeah, that really makes it feel like they're like really far apart.
Yeah.
So you just want more like actually, so like Hanukkah and Yukio.
Yeah, that's more realistic.
Yeah, that one is a lot more realistic.
That one is very realistic, and I love that one actually.
I think it's like actually like Chica and her sisters are also realistic.
Yeah, like my sisters are really like Ruby and Daya.
But Chica's sisters are kind of like her parents. It's like weird uncle adjacent characters.
Not really. Not the way they act.
I think the fact that like they beat up Chica and stuff, I think that puts them in the sister category.
Yeah, and then like they steal her food. Like I cannot begin to like tell you how many times I've had to yell at my siblings for eating shit that I've been like storing.
Yeah, you know what? Absolutely. It's interesting how it's like quantifying where does a sibling turn from sibling to like almost uncle
What?
Like, when does a sibling turn into like a pseudo parent? Because like, so like for me and my family, right? For two of my siblings, we're just siblings, but for one of my siblings, I have a little sister who's like 10-ish years younger than us, right? And so she basically has 5 parents. She has like just like a menagerie of parents slash uncle figures to talk to, right? To judge her all the time, every action.
Mm.
And I'm just thinking like, I assume most siblings are gonna be like the sort of Yui sort of like not antagonistic, but like not friends, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And then like a minor like a it depends on like your age gap mostly, but like a very small minority is gonna be the sort of Daya like doting on her sister, almost like a parent does, right?
Yeah. I don't know about Ruby being like how she is, but I could see the older sister doting on the younger one.
Yeah.
I
Ruby
also
just
have to
over
mention
baby.
Nico.
I'm just thinking about like the dynamic of it, but it's I don't know. I don't. It's like,
Yeah, Nico. Well, Nico's like
is
way
it
older
the
than her
doting
siblings.
that makes Daya appear older than she is, or is it the fact that Ruby is such a fucking toddler of a person?
You know, that's a good question.
Yeah, that. Hmm.
Like, imagine if Daya was doting and Ruby was like, "Don't embarrass me. The fuck are you doing?"
It's like, no, I don't want chocolate milk.
I don't want chunky milk. You know, I think I would like that a lot. Like I said earlier, that's just older sister doting realistic. Like I could see it. Your younger sister like giving into it. I don't see it.
Yeah.
There's got to be some type of like contrast.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I like that idea. Like, if you want to make like, of course, the realistic sibling experience.
Yes, I'm all for realism.
It's not real unless some insults are getting out there.
Yeah.
All right. I guess Rob, you touched earlier on Valentine's. Do you have any thoughts with Valentine's Day coming up?
Uh,
How do you feel
I mean,
about
that's-
Valentine's Day in general?
I mean, like, I think it's just everyone understands this. When you don't have a significant other, it's just like, whatever, man. This day fucking sucks.
Do you like the idea of it? A day dedicated to being romantic or like expressing and showing love to the people you care about?
I mean, yeah, there's definitely like something good in that. I mean, it's a good excuse day to really be affectionate like towards people.
Right. But
I don't know. I guess if you don't have the balls to do it on any other day.
it's an
But,
excuse. Sometimes you
it-
just need an excuse.
Yeah, it is an excuse. Though, like, yeah, it's definitely a better day if you are in a relationship. I was at one point, and yeah, it definitely felt more special then. Not anymore.
Being single, and I'm single as well, right? Do you feel like antagonistic towards Valentine's Day? Are you like, God, I wish this wasn't coming, or?
I was antagonistic towards it in high school.
So have you grown
'Cause,
out of it?
I mean, not really. Like, I still don't give a shit about like couples just like openly being lovey-dovey on Valentine's.
As in you don't want to see it, or?
Yeah, basically.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a little annoying if someone's doing something in public. You're like, I don't want to see that. Go home, get a room. Here's...
Yeah, fuck off.
What about you, Dias? What do you think about Valentine's Day?
So like, similar to what Rob was saying, I used to be kind of antagonistic towards it, because it's like love should be on every day and not just one. But as I've gotten older and I've realized like holidays are mostly like kind of bullshit, and maybe that's okay. Maybe it's okay to have a little bullshit, right? I've gotten more accepting of it. I do kind of wish it wasn't tilted towards romantic love, because I think familial love has, to a degree, more potency to it, at least in my life being single.
You don't celebrate Valentine's Day with your family?
No. What? Do people do that?
Yeah,
I
I
do.
didn't know people do that.
I do. I
You
give
do?
all my siblings a Valentine's Day gift.
I would feel super weird doing that, but I don't know. I've
Yeah,
never
like-
considered that.
Yeah, I mean, just like little stuff, you know? Like I know last Valentine's Day, because I like Taco Bell a lot. Last Valentine's Day, my sister, she got me a Taco Bell gift card and like a little quote from Mean Girls in which they say
your
like,
family seems somewhat healthy. My relationship to my siblings is, if I acknowledge your existence, probably I need some help from you.
dang.
It's like I don't talk to fucking anyone in my family.
That's fucking sad.
No, dude.
I mean,
Maybe
we
that's
live
why I
together,
like
we-
Valentine's
I
Day.
see them. I'm like, hey, do you want Pizza Hut? But I don't talk to them. You know.
I mean, I talk
Aw.
to my siblings, even my younger ones. Like me and my brother, like talk all the time. We just show each other dumb memes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, like-
sometimes I do that.
For holidays, I like Valentine's Day. Like even though I don't have somebody right now, like I just think it's a nice holiday. I really
yeah, but
love
you're
love.
you at least celebrate it with someone.
God,
Like it's still
I-
a day for you. For me, it's not a day. It's like, oh, I see cute stuff online, kind of thing.
Hmm.
I guess being in a space where fan fiction is very prevalent helps, because people do shit online a lot.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, at the very least, I know like some things do stuff for Valentine's. Like some games have like special events.
But you're like, oh man, I gotta download Cookie Clicker for the Valentine event.
Gotta get the Valentine's Day achievement.
What about you, Fallen? How do you feel about Valentine's Day?
I guess it's normal. It's just a normal day, I guess.
It is kind
I
of a
don't-
good excuse to write ships, huh?
Nah, I don't
you
really.
don't like ships, right, Fallen?
No, I don't. I actually don't. I just like sleep at home or something. It's why show love to other people? You can show love to yourself, right?
Yeah, treat yourself. Just go to sleep.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Sleep all your depression away. Just
Yeah.
sleep.
I mean,
Mm.
for sure, right? Like, you gotta love yourself before someone else is gonna love you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why I eat 10 pounds of chocolate every day.
No, no.
You know, chocolate's really good. What's your guys' favorite chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
That's the way to
Is
go.
there other chocolates than milk chocolate? I haven't seen
White chocolate is not chocolate.
There's like chocolate with like almonds with peanuts.
Do you know during like Halloween
actually,
you
but
get
the-
you get those like white Kit Kats and the all the little dark chocolates and things?
Yeah.
I never fucking touched the dark chocolate.
I like dark chocolate more than white chocolate.
Well, because it's actually chocolate.
If I get desperate and there's no milk chocolate, I'll eat dark chocolate.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, I don't touch it even when we run out of milk chocolate. Just
So-
don't like it, man. I like the creamy and like sweet like taste and texture of milk
Man,
chocolate.
now I do kind of
Hmm.
feel like, I should write something for Valentine's.
You
It's just
should.
an
Me and
excuse.
Robert gonna.
You and Robert
Yeah.
are gonna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, can you spoil a little bit? What are you writing? Yo
Yeah,
Rico?
same.
Oh shit.
Join us. Let's all write Eureka.
Everyone writes Yo Rico?
Come on, you Fallen.
Uh
If it's like 500 words.
okay. Sure, I'll write a Yo Rico. I was
Let's
thinking
go.
like maybe I should do a different ship, cause like Yo Rico's
No.
okay.
No, you're doing Eureka. It is
Try
third
out.
day.
It worked.
All right, 500 words Yo Rico. I can do that. Sure.
You
Let's
got
go.
2 weeks to do it.
I do have 2 weeks. Oh man, 500 words is not a lot. How do you fit a story
It's
into
not a lot, but I mean, once you start writing it, it's gonna feel like it is.
that?
Yeah, and if you're
Yeah,
interested, just keep going.
That's
500 words
true.
is
That's
not a lot,
true.
man.
It's like, I mean, if you want to write more, Yorick, that's
Yeah, I mean, I'm
nothing
not
wrong
opposed
with
to
that.
that.
I'll have to dig through like my like prompts list and see if there's any that's like good. That's firstly I have to see if there's any that's safe for work.
You know what? Not safe for work is fine too. It's Valentine's Day, a special occasion.
Wow. Holy
I
shit,
like it. I
wow.
like it. We, it's just a part of love, right?
Yeah.
I had a friend who I was talking to who was like, "Yeah, I've never really tried to push sex in a relationship," which like makes sense, right? But it's like it got me to thinking: can you have a healthy relationship without having sex at all?
I mean, why not?
I mean,
I
I
mean,
guess
like,
you
okay, you
could,
can, but like, is the
but like,
normal relationship good without sex, right?
I feel like eventually, well, I mean, we're all fucking primitive creatures at the end of the day. Eventually, those urges need to be fulfilled, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And like, there's nothing wrong with being selective about it, right? People should be probably selective about their partners at the very least.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like, also, like, you're a human being, and there's certain, like, emotional needs that you have.
Biological needs, yeah.
Like, part of it is the biological, but I think, like, for a relationship to work, there is also sort of a sort of emotional aspect to it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, is it... Maybe this is, like, me exposing myself for being unhealthy, but, like, I would think, like, a relationship would be the way to meet those emotional needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got us fit in here.
We're going into
Alright,
some,
good,
like,
I'm not
deep...
crazy.
Well, we're going into some philosophical shit right now.
Well, because it's like, I feel like whenever I talk about this shit, like, it's like, do I need therapy? I probably need therapy.
I think we all need
I've been to
therapy.
therapy before, and
Get
it
us. I
wasn't
think we
great.
do.
I've been to therapy before, and like, I guess I was like not open enough, but the therapist was having a hard time like working with me, you know? So I don't know. I need to find a new therapist.
So you find one dedicated, one with ADHD.
I don't think the ADHD was the issue, but all right, next topic. I say next topic, but here's one that I just want to like talk about as well. Manga versus anime. How many of y'all are manga readers?
I don't read
Me.
manga.
Have you tried reading manga, Rob?
Yeah, when I was younger, I got those Pokemon mangas from the library.
The special one?
I don't remember, but I tried reading them. It's just like, I don't know, man.
Is it the one with like Red as the
Red, yeah, Red's the protagonist.
Yeah, that's called this Pokemon special. Yeah, those ones are
Okay.
really good. You didn't like them, or?
Oh, it might have been just because like I got one because they obviously didn't have like just like every issue, right?
Mm.
I got one like midway through the story and I had no clue what was going on. That's probably why.
Yeah.
But I haven't really tried to.
What about like online stuff, like manga readers and stuff like that? Have you ever tried those?
I mean, not like a full on manga. Like I'll read like doujins.
Like short story type stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's. I mean, those are also really cute.
But as far as like a full on manga, not really.
Is there any like? So obviously, it's like you started in the middle of the story, right? But did like were you not like interested in like finding out what the story was or finishing at least that section of it?
I mean, I think I did read like a good section of it, but like again, I had no clue what was going on, and like I don't think there was even like I don't think the library even had like a follow up to that one.
Okay, so you're mostly anime. If you're
Mostly
watching
anime, yeah.
What about you, Lid? You said you read some manga.
Yes, I read manga. Like, I guess it depends. Like, if I'm watching the anime and it's good enough, I'll read the manga to get ahead.
Ooh, I've been there.
Um,
Yeah.
and like, if you gotta go further, I will. Like, I know for Dachi Shimamura, I read the what is it? I read the manga first, then the anime came out, but neither were far enough, so I actually went to the novel to finish their story.
Oh my god, they had a light novel.
Yes, then it's still going. Like I'm currently reading it as I update it.
Adachi Shimanura, it's like a Yuri thing, right?
Yes,
The two
very
kids
cute.
with the. It's not space. Space is a different one.
There's a little girl with like when you first see her, she's in a spacesuit.
Oh shit!
But-
Really?
Yeah, but
No,
I will
was thinking
say,
of a different one. I was thinking of like they're like in some club for like stargazing or something. I might be.
oh no, they're supposed to be like delinquents in which when they meet, they're skipping class, and like
Oh.
they both meet each other at the second floor of the gym, and so they play ping pong together, and that's how they get to know each other.
So you watched
But-
the anime and then it deflected you onto the manga?
No, I read the manga first, and I saw they coming with the anime, so I was like, oh, support them. I'll watch it. I watched 3
You were ahead
episodes,
of the
gave up.
game. You were like, oh ho ho, I'm gonna spoil these fuckers in the
We'll let
comment
them
section.
cook.
Yeah, but I will say it's not a baited Yuri. They actually get together in the end.
Oh, hey, that's a win.
So
I like.
I
that.
always see like because it's not finished yet. The manga they haven't got together in the manga yet. I always see like it's just baited. Like no, I read the novel. They get together. I promise.
Yeah. Okay, so in New Game they like kind of did that, but in like the lamest way. So New Game season 2 ended, and like the manga keeps going for a good while. And I started reading the manga because I really enjoyed the anime. Right, I finished the anime. I was like, I really like this, so I kept reading the manga. At the very last page of the manga, it says that Japanese marriage laws changed. Rin and Ko are married.
What the fuck?
In like a tiny little speech bubble at the end of the fucking manga. So hey,
Like
like,
last
technically
page.
they're canon.
Which characters and what? Which
Rin
one?
and Ko are the like two sort of senior developers in New
In
Game.
what? New game?
New Game.
I'm like looking that up.
All right, New Game. I'll post it.
A weird way to just end it off, though.
Well, because they were living together in an apartment. They were like already like heavy Yuri bait, right? But it's like the very last page in a tiny little bubble. It's like confirmed. Here, I've posted it in the wrong channel.
Oh, okay.
But like yeah, like most Yuri is pure bait. So it's cool to hear that like there was one that was actually like part of it. I think Bloom Into You was like that as well, right?
Bloom Into You, they get together.
Yeah, that's sick. I like when it's not just the bait. Because there's more story to be told once they're together, right? Like it's
Yeah,
so-
a lot of things just like end after they're together. That's so sad.
yeah. I think
Like-
fucking movies do this a lot too, like the Marvel movies where like characters will hint at like a romantic relationship, and then the next movie it's like either like they're in a relationship and no one talks about it, or they're just like out of a relationship suddenly, and it's like wait, what
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
Where'd
It's
the
like, oh,
relationship
time skip.
go?
What would be an example of that? Like, I'm trying to think of like what you're talking about, but I can't remember.
So like immediate example is Tony and Pepper, like at the beginning of every movie they're fighting, and at the end of every movie they're like, oh, we love each other, we're such a great couple, and then the next movie starts and it's like, oh, we're angry again, we're fighting again.
I don't know. I've seen like the Iron Man movies. I don't think we saw that, right?
I was thinking, who is the Hulk and
Banner
girl.
and Black Widow girl.
Black Widow.
yeah, there like a point in which
Yeah.
they're like gonna get together?
In
Yeah, it was at the end of.
Is it Age of Ultron?
Yeah, it was at the end of Age of Ultron.
They were like kind of together, and then Hulk like
Yeah.
left to Ragnarok, and then it's never brought up again.
Yeah, it's never brought up again. I don't think those two characters even interacted again because
No, not at all. Because Hulk gets fucking sidelined, bro.
he gets sent to fucking like some other planet, and then like Black Widow fucking dies in Endgame. Oh no, they did interact in Endgame, didn't they?
I'm trying to remember. Did they?
Because Hulk was there, and he was like, it's like smart Hulk, not like roid rage Hulk.
But did they like relationship talk? You know,
What was
like
up with that too? Like, I hated that
so.
form of him.
what? Oh, I love that. He's mixed the two sides of him. He's come to sort of inner peace.
Yeah, he's like come to terms with like the two sides of him.
Nah, I didn't like that. I don't like the way it looked.
Too much peace. I will say, like, it was a little janky the way they did it, because the first time you see Hulk, he's like that, and you're like, wait, what happened?
Yeah, like it's kind of like not really explained. Like he just like, oh, I made peace with myself and that's it.
I'm like this now. Hello. This could have been 3 movies right here.
Honestly, that could have been a movie in its own.
That could have been a movie. They haven't really given Hulk a movie.
They should have given Hulk. That's what I'm saying, bro. Hulk got sidelined so hard. He was probably one of the coolest Avengers, man.
And then we got She-Hulk.
Oh no.
Which sucks, because like She-Hulk as a character is really cool, and then they fucking ruined it.
Oh, is she cool in the like comics?
As far as I know, yeah.
Oh, I actually like don't
People
read comics.
people really
at all.
liked her. I don't read comics either, but like from what I've seen, people like the original one.
That's interesting. I wonder if people would have like not minded this version of She-Hulk if it like I mean this doesn't really make any sense, but if it wasn't a female character.
The whole point of She-Hulk is that she's a female Hulk.
Yeah, but if she was like less, I guess if they just like made another Marvel movie, but the main character was She-Hulk instead of like Thor, right?
Well, this is a whole different like discussion altogether. It's just how modern like MCU works. Just kind of doesn't make for good female characters.
No?
Or just the people behind them just suck at writing female characters.
Them and their witty
But
one-liners.
I'm not
God,
pitching like you write a female character.
The witty one-liners aside, it's like it's a problem with just how society is nowadays with the whole like feminism wave and all that. Like every fucking female character needs to like be spouting about like girl power and all that.
You know, I don't like that either. Like it was that movie, the one with
Captain
the girl.
Marvel.
Yeah, the Captain Marvel. Like it had such good potential, but then she gave like such a vibe of like, yeah, like girls are the best, and it's like, yeah, queen, I know, but like don't say it. Don't say it. Just do it in your actions. You know?
And not to mention they got Brie Larson to be the
Ragnarok by chance?
Thor Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
You know what's the black girl's name in that? Valkyrie?
Oh yeah, her and Brie Larson are just like notorious, like all like girl power characters. Like,
but I like that character in Ragnarok. I thought she was funny.
Don't like her.
You didn't like her?
I thought she was like okay. Like she was better than.
She's not as bad as Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But like it's still not like a good character either.
Like you see it and it's like.
But Wonder Woman was woke too.
I thought Wonder Woman was good.
No, Wonder Woman was good because she's an actual character.
In the first one or the second one?
First one. Never watched the second one.
I don't know about the second one, but like people liked Wonder Woman more because again she was an actual character and not like a mouthpiece for like specific political things.
And plus, she was written by a woman.
That caught me off guard. I must not remember Wonder Woman very well because I thought like the whole point was that she's from like a female island, and then there's like this dude who she like kisses at the end. I don't remember it that well, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm like gaslighting people.
Yourself.
I mean, it definitely has an element, but it's not obnoxious, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, there's nothing wrong with like movies or just like any like type of media having that type of stuff, as long as it's not like obnoxious and it doesn't take away from the story.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like they should, if they want to like show that kind of image, they should do it in their actions rather than saying it. When you say it, you just like lose, like you lose everything pretty much.
Yeah, actions speak louder than words.
Exactly.
And like in my head, it's like there's no way it's that hard to write a good female character, though, right?
No, there are good female characters. It's just that like people don't really.
Liz,
Again,
they
it's the
don't
whole
search them up.
talking over actions.
if I just made like the most default Marvel character, and it just happened to be a girl, like basically I took Thor and just made a new Thor, but it's a girl.
They already
That's
made.
what
They already did that.
They did that with Love and Thunder.
They did?
Yes,
Yeah, they
that was
made
the whole
the
point of the
girl.
movie.
No, but she's like a side character, right? She's like, oh,
Yeah, but
Jane comes back.
no,
I
no,
haven't
but
watched it,
no,
but
no, no,
whatever.
no. Like, okay, so
I haven't watched
you know the
it.
whole, you know the whole thing with Thor's hammer, like, oh,
Yeah.
like you need to be worthy to wield it, right?
Yeah.
Oh please, that was like done within like halfway when Captain America could pick it up.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Captain America is that he earned it.
Yeah, no, Captain
I don't
America's
believe that.
cool. That's why he could hold it.
No, I mean if you've seen like all the other Captain America movies, yeah, it makes sense. But like for like Love and Thunder, the fucking girl, I forgot what her name was. Was it Jane?
I think it was
Yeah,
Jane.
I think it's like Jane, something with the J.
Yeah, like she just is able to pick
What's
it
it
up.
fallen?
No, there's no like build up or anything. She just has it.
Yeah. But like that's so like I'm talking about like if you had a female lead in the movie written
Yeah.
exactly the same as you would write a male character, right?
I don't think it would work.
You don't think it would
No,
work?
I don't
What about
think so
Katniss?
either.
What about Hunger Games?
But that's different. Like it's written because
I mean, that's
Yeah,
a whole
like-
different element. Like due to the fact that she's in a situation where she has to make a lot of sacrifices.
But like, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's like
it's,
like there's a much stronger gendered element, is there?
yeah. The way I see it is that like sure we're equal, right? But like there are some things that women can do that men can't.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, right?
And there's certain roles that we can fill that it just like you can't just put like the opposite gender in there and it'll make sense.
Yeah, I entirely agree. Like if you wanted to switch the gender on it, you would have to change aspects about them.
All right, yeah. So I guess like when you're writing a good female lead, you just have to be, you have to include something. You don't want to have it too much, because then you're like, Captain America, or not Captain America, Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But you want to have at least enough to recognize the situation, I guess. That makes it sound like, oh no, you've done something wrong for putting a girl in a lead, but it's like, you don't want to be tone deaf about it, I guess.
Yeah, like when you look to put a girl in a lead, look towards a movie such as like Wonder Woman or something.
Have you all
Like
ever
that,
watched
I feel like
the
it's a good
Queen's Gambit?
example. The what? No.
Ah. Okay, then I won't talk too much about it, but that's like the girl lead could easily like she's like playing competitive chess and she doesn't really experience like that much sexism or anything like that. But it's like a sort of a background like implied thing almost.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, what time period does it take place in?
it's like it feels like a 1950s kind of movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that would make sense in that setting.
Do you think if like it was posed today and they had sexism, do you think it'd be cringe or?
It probably would be cringe because like they're trying to force something that really doesn't happen that much nowadays. I feel like society nowadays.
But it's not
I
like
think sexism still happens, but
it
I
still
think the way
happens.
they go about it is always cringe.
But like
Yeah,
even
like-
in the 50s, it wasn't always like in your face, you know? Like there was like subtle ways to be putting
don't know about-
someone down. That's always been a thing.
That's always been a thing, but it was definitely more prevalent in the 50s. I feel like nowadays we're we have advanced more as a society where it's not as common. Like, sure, it still exists, but not in the way that like some movies like present it.
Yeah, I feel like I would say I still feel like it's very common, but I feel like the way, like, definitely what you're saying, like movies, the way they present it is very, very much like we're gonna make sure you know this point is across. Like, you, even if you don't understand social cues, you will understand this, you know? And it's like, it's too forceful.
It's too much.
It's like, hey guys, bad thing exists.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, we get it.
Like, it's fine for people to do that, but like, I'm here to watch a movie, man. I don't want to fucking
I'm trying to
worry
think,
about
is there
real
any,
life.
like good examples of like a good female lead? And
Isn't
I'm
Sarah Connor from
I kind of said all the ones I was
Terminator?
thinking. Terminator. Ooh.
Yeah, I can't say anything about Terminator. I never watched it.
I'm trying to think of more. Isn't there like a female lead in the Alien movies?
You know what? I kind of really like Tangled, the Rapunzel.
You know, that was a good movie.
That is a good
Can we
movie.
like include animated movies?
Sure, absolutely. We're an
I mean,
anime podcast,
yeah.
not a writing
Like
podcast.
every Disney movie ever then.
All of them?
Nah.
I think a good amount of them. They were like they
You know
were
what?
fairly
I
good.
watched,
Not Frozen.
Lion King. It's not a female lead, but Nala's kind of
Nah.
great in Lion King. She's like, "Fuck your bullshit, Simba. Get off your ass."
Yeah,
Is that
I
like
was
a stereotype?
Oh no, I was thinking of a different movie.
You like Beauty and the Beast?
You know what? Actually, I take back what I said. I can enjoy Disney movies, but I just like the songs. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you like Mulan?
Yeah, Mulan was good.
Yeah.
I can agree with that one. The animated one, though, of course.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the
No, we
live
don't
action
talk
one.
about any of the
The live
ones.
action one is horrible.
Yeah, it's garbage. Like, don't even look at it.
Imagine like the company that is, you know, known for being magical, right? And taking all the magic out of their movies.
Yeah, it wasn't good at all.
Oh, right. They didn't have the dragon in it, right? The like.
Yeah, no.
So like,
There was,
how
like-
does she
Do
get
that.
the? Well, no, she doesn't have powers. But like, how does she get a? Yeah, I guess you can tell Mulan without any magic. That doesn't. seem-
Technically, the dragon does like he's essentially doesn't do much.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything. You don't. You
He's
can
just there
tell
for like
story of
the
Mulan without
comedy.
the magic parts.
Yeah, he's the comedic relief.
I don't think you guys seen it. The movie Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures.
Is that?
I've heard it. I've heard it.
I've seen it.
Ooh.
I've heard
You
it.
know, that one was actually really good. I enjoyed it. Like, and it
Is it
essentially
the
did-
NASA one, right?
yeah, it like essentially
Yeah.
did its job.
Oh,
Like
is
it.
it about that like division of like women working at NASA?
Yeah,
I read
Like,
the book
I-
for that. It was
I feel like that
super
one was a
interesting.
really good one when it comes to like representing female leads and also tackling like subjects in which it was like the racism that went on in it.
Yeah.
And the thing was, it wasn't so like, you know, how Rob was saying earlier, like, you know, like it's kind of like what they say, like they're not being outwardly racist, but they're like saying it like kind of what would be the word? Like backhanded comments
They're,
towards them, in which you know it's
passive-aggressive,
racist. Like there's that one popular scene where like she says like she works like day and night and she drinks from like a coffee cup nobody wants to touch. And it's like, you know why they don't want to touch it is because, you know, they're being racist.
Yeah. I get you.
So like
Yeah,
it gets the point across.
But like a lot of that book, I don't know about the movie, is like focused on like them doing math and them working on the computer, right? And sort of the
It
project.
taps into like their like personal lives, like why they're doing this and stuff.
Yeah, that as well.
Like I feel like that's a really good movie to represent female leads and also tackle like subjects,
And it has
like
some
different
like
types of subjects.
it has
we got one,
the
boys. We got one good one.
it has
Yeah.
some historical significance too.
Yeah.
it does.
Like it's really good. So yeah, we got one.
We got one. It's okay. Every anime will have a female lead, but she'll also have like giant boobs and be sexualized throughout the show.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that I think a lot of those are done by women too.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me. Sometimes women get really hung up on the stereotypes they're put in. And it's like, you're trying to break out of something? Well, I've lived my whole life this way. What gives you the right to step away from it, kind of thing?
I think a lot of women actually tend to write like animes with like dudes being the main protagonists, because that's like something like, you know, like Inuyasha and like Demon Slayer and stuff.
Oh
Like,
yeah, definitely.
Full Metal Alchemist, like those are all written by women, but guys are the main character.
And those are like great shows as well. Demon Slayer's like really good.
Oh, it poppin'.
Yeah,
so I
it's
guess
popular
it's
and it's like well written, which is cool.
Yeah, that one. She popped off with that one. I hope she's making good money off that.
Do you know if that author has done like female characters as well, or is this just like what she does now?
You know, I don't know.
I would love to know the mindset of someone who can do both. Like, do they like just like know how to maneuver stories well around both genders, or are they just like? Because I assume most authors just kind of stick to what they know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you wouldn't see like actually, never mind. I was about to say Akira Toriyama, but he wrote Doctor Slump.
Oh, yeah. This Akira Toriyama is like infamously not that great a writer, but hey, there you go.
I mean, how can you say that when Dragon Ball exists?
But the thing
You
that makes
popped
Dragon
off
Ball
with
good
Dragon
isn't
Ball.
its writing, you know, it's the sick fights and power-ups and shit.
Yeah, and
I shouldn't. I'm not trying to insult Toriyama here, to be clear. Like, he's got his moments. There's some pretty solid emotional beats in Dragon Ball.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But that's not what you're going to Dragon Ball for, you know?
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I love
understandable.
Dragon Ball, by the way.
So good. Let's our Valentine's Day fic be Yoriko Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, probably it could probably work around
Yoriko
that.
watches Dragon Ball.
Actually, that could be a good one.
They hold hands. Let's go.
What if they held hands when Goku goes Super Saiyan for the first time?
Oh my
Did you guys
god.
ever watch the Dragon Ball movie? The Super movie?
Which one? The most
Red
recent one?
Goku one.
Battle of Gods?
Yeah, Battle of Gods.
No, I haven't.
Where like they all hold hands. Okay, so one of the transformations,
Yeah, it's the ritual for Super Saiyan God.
the ritual for Super Saiyan God needs like 7 Saiyans to hold
6.
hands. 6 Saiyans?
Wait,
And
hold
one
on.
of
How
them
many?
is like Bulma is pregnant, so she's like holding
No,
one of the
it was
Saiyans.
Videl. It was Videl.
It was Videl. Ah. Oh.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. How many was it? It was Vegeta. It was Trunks, Gohan,
Yeah.
and Goten.
Yeah.
And then it was yeah, it's 5 then.
Ah, there you go. And yeah, it's like through the power of hand holding, we summon the new form.
Yeah, basically. It went hard though.
It was a good movie for sure. Dragon Ball movies, similar to Dragon Ball's anime, like has great fights, but like the movie has like the budget to make sick fights.
Me and Lid watched Fusion Reborn, which is the Janemba one.
That's so
Dude,
good.
It was so good. The animation on that movie is so great.
Yeah, that fight scene
Fusion
definitely
Reborn.
passed the test of time.
Yeah, like that when Goku and Vegeta fuse and they fight Janemba is just amazing.
Oh, I haven't seen this one. Wow.
Ah,
You should.
so good.
It is a treat.
I've watched a lot of Dragon Ball movies. I think I've seen like clips of the fight like between this dude and Goku before, because it's like the Gogeta, right? Like they fuse together to fight this dude.
yes. I think of Vegito for a second.
I'm
Yeah, they
saying
use
that, but probably
Gogeta.
also my memory is tainted from the fact that I'm looking at the movie poster and Gogeta is on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Janemba movie, that's Fusion Reborn. That's Gogeta. That's his first appearance.
King, he slayed.
That's
Honestly,
Gogeta's
yeah.
first appearance for real.
Gogeta, yeah.
That's kind of awesome. Because, like,
That was probably the best way to introduce him to. And what's funny, like he wasn't canon for the longest time.
I'm trying to remember what the movie was. I'm just gonna try Dragon Ball Z movies. The one that I really liked. I mean, a lot of them are pretty good, right? One of the oldest one is like the Slug guy, Lord
Oh
Slug,
yeah,
Piccolo
Lord Slug.
meets Lord Slug, who's like rejuvenating.
That's a
Cooler,
good one as well.
Cooler's okay. Return of Cooler. Wow, they really put those next to each other. Android 13. This is the one. Like
Oh, the one where Android 13 insults Trunks' haircut.
Oh, that's good. I've never seen that one though.
it's like there's 3 new androids and oh no, they blow up like a shopping mall. I think
Yeah, we should watch that one, Lid.
We should.
it's a good one. I like that one. And then there's the Broly one. Broly was sick fight scenes. Not the new Broly
yeah.
one. I haven't watched the new Broly, but like the old Broly.
New Broly's good.
Yeah, I
Broly's
know.
good,
I
yeah.
keep seeing clips of it. And I'm like, fuck, it looks great. Anyways, we're on the podcast still. I should shut the fuck.
Yeah, we should talk about Dragon Ball.
All right, quick one to end on because I want to touch on it real quick. Fallen. When
Right.
Fallen, when is a fan fiction considered done for you?
I guess when the plot is kind of done.
When the plot is done. But you
Yeah.
decide the plot. How do you decide when the plot is done?
I don't know. It just depends on a few factors. It depends if I can even try to extend it, or if it even makes sense to extend it. Like
If it makes sense to extend it?
like you know, when you plan a story out and then you plan a few things inside and then you try to expand on that and then you see like whether this makes sense. So after you combine everything and then you have everything on the board and then that's when you start like knowing when's the end.
So for Soldier Game, which is your
Mhm.
big project, which you said you're gonna end at 42 chapters. You've
Yeah.
had it like outlined and you're like, it's done when I reach this point and I don't see a reason to extend it.
Yeah, it's kind of true. It's like once everything is done, like let's say we go, okay, so basically like let's give an example of the crime syndicate. Like that, let's give an example of like 3 levels of it. So once we defeat the first 2 levels of it, that's just the last level, and we just had to defeat the last level, and that's it. We don't like I don't want to like extend it too much because it feels like it could be a little bit long-winded, and it just feels out of place to keep extending it all the way.
But do you ever think like, you know, when you're nearing the end, do you ever think, oh, I want to go back and redo this part, or oh, I want to like try and improve, like the writing here could be more descriptive or more vivid or emotional or anything like that?
Usually I would say no on my writing, but when I start rereading it, and then I'll be like, wow, this part is, how did I get through this part without cringing when I write? Because when I read it, I was like fucking dying. I was like, you know, trying to look away. It's like, is this the thing that I've actually written?
But at least as you're writing it,
Feel
it's
you,
like-
bro.
But at least
Yeah,
as you're writing it, you're like, just get to the finish line, get to the end.
Not really. For Soldier Game, I really put in quite a lot of effort into it. I really like, instead of just going through just writing and then posting it afterwards, I actually let people read the plot, read the grammar, read the vocab, and see whether it was like good or not before I actually posted it out. So, for example, like, you know, Lid has been helping me a lot for this one. She has been constantly reading for me and helping me. So once she's done with that, I will like read it one more time before I post it out.
Nice.
Yeah,
What about
so
y'all?
I don't know. Mhm.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
We're never done around here, Fallen.
Split.
You can tangent if you wanna.
Nah, not really.
Can't all
Wait.
be like you, Dice.
And a man, a few words.
A stoic. All right. Which one of you wants to go then?
I think Lee can go first.
All right. When to consider a fanfiction done? I guess I would consider it done. Because the thing is, before I write my fanfiction, I write a quick summary of like what's gonna happen. So, how does it start? What's some very specific topics I have to jump upon, and just like a brief wrap up of like, hey, make sure this is touched upon, and if it's touched upon, end the fanfiction however you want. So that's like how I think when it's done. Is if everything on my summary is checked out, then I'm like, perfect. It's ready to be shipped.
So when you're writing, do you like start like with the key moments and then expand from there?
When I'm writing, like I said, I write a summary first of what's gonna happen. So like, if it's a short story, it's like a long summary. But like, if it's a multi-chapter fic, then it's like I have a lot of topics, and so I just split those. Like, okay, this chapter will focus on these topics that need to be discussed. Next chapter, these topics, and like once they're all checked, then I'm like, okay, perfect, it's done.
Cool.
Sheesh.
That is a very good way of doing it. I might just steal your idea for that.
Go for it. It's like a good way in which you know, like, hey, did I mention this? Oh yeah, it was already checked upon in chapter 3, so I can mention it, and it won't be like totally out of place.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
I might just need to download like a note taking app.
Yeah.
I think Google has one. I think I've used it before. You can do like a checklist.
Yeah, luckily I don't really do like the long multi-chapter stuff. But if I did, for sure, like mostly when I write notes, it's like it's like where I think the event would take place, right? So like, let's say I have like a fic, right? I have like my beginning, middle, end, and I'm like, oh, this is the part where they like talk about like this feature. This is the part where they talk about coffee, and this is the part where they talk about like China, right? Like, sorry, dishes. Like, that, whatever. When I'm like thinking about where those go in the fic, I always have it in like almost a timeline view of like this happens and then this happens and then this happens, right? But I can see like there's probably other ways to organize it that would be better. Certainly some sort of bookmarking system is necessary if you're gonna do like a really ambitious story. So Rob, when do you consider what you're writing finished?
When it has a solid ending. Like if you can read it and you're satisfied with it when you're done. Like you're like, oh yeah, I read a story, you know?
Right. So like, do you guys do like first draft and then like final draft, or?
No.
No, definitely not. Who does that?
Oh, I do.
No, I don't, man. Mostly because like school made me hate doing that shit.
You know,
If it's a story that I'm like not happy with, then I'll do another draft.
You know, it's like I try and write it as if I finished it, but I do go back at least 2 to 3 other times over it to make sure it's really done.
You're really thorough.
Yeah, I tried at first to just write it and then post it, and I'm like, no, okay, it has to be perfect.
Yeah, let's. I think that's everyone's.
I mean, that's how you get like the best works, right? For me,
Yeah.
like, I kind of prioritize just putting something out there. And so I've talked a little bit before about like the 80% rule, right? Where it's like, once it's, or no, I think it was 70% before, but I've been doing 80%, where it's like, when it feels like it's 80% of the way to being done, that's when I push it out. Because there's like so much of the last part of like what I want to do with a fic is just like having someone beta read it, and then I'll make some changes, and then I'll add a little section, then I'll have someone beta read it, and then I'll like change it, right? And I find that like for me, I can get really stuck in if you know like programming, like if you ever heard of this thing called pixel nudging, where you spend hours and hours just nudging UI elements one pixel to the left, and then you open the app and then you see, and then you're like one more pixel and then you see, and then you know, it's really easy for me to get stuck in this sort of loop. So I try to cut it early. I try to cut it off before I get to the part where I'm stuck editing over and over just like the tiniest things.
It's like kind of like a perfectionist type thing.
Wow, yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But like obviously I'm not publishing 80% of a story. Like it'll have a full story. But it's like you always want to go back and do those like extra bits, right? And so I try to like cut off that part.
Yeah.
But of course, if you do it Lid's way, I think you're gonna end up with a better story. It's just that you're gonna spend a lot more time on each story, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But if you want to make it perfect, that's the way you want to do it, right? It's more the satisfaction kind of style. I don't do first drafts, yeah, but I kind of just like I go back 2 to 3 times to just like read it, and then I'll delete some things if I don't find it nice. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Cool. But like, okay, so like, are you talking about in your multi-chapter though?
Yeah, and basically anything, like every chapter, I'll probably delete something off. So there's like I have a lot of like deleted things, you can say.
But
like I have a lot of them.
Don't you ever like lose track of what you've written and what you haven't written?
What do you mean by that?
Like, do you ever like write a scene and then delete it, and then later?
Oh yeah.
Like forget that you deleted it?
No. When I delete a scene, I will consider that deleted. So I'll just like put it in another note. So in case if I ever want to come back to it, I'll just take that and put it back in. Oh. But if I just don't want that, I'll just put it like in the deleted part place, and then like at the end of it, I'll just combine the whole deleted part thing, and then I'll see. Yeah, it's just like just see what parts are deleted. Because sometimes I feel that
I like
not really
recycle.
Really
smart. Yeah. I when I delete stuff, it's just gone, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I need to reference this, or I wish I did that.
I don't delete stuff. I'll just do a completely new doc if I want to start over.
Damn. Hard work, I guess.
Cool. Yeah. It seems like there's a few different ways to approach it, for sure.
I mean, approach it at your most comfortable way possible. Because if you like, that's what happens if you like writing multi-chapters.
Absolutely.
Or just writing in general is also the same thing.
Yeah, like if you're passionate about writing, it's good to do what's comfortable for you, for sure. What you think you'll get the most enjoyment out of.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it for us.
Was that it? Really?
Yeah, we're already like an hour and 20.
Find this shit out.
It's a lot. It is a lot because you went on a tangent on the Dragon Ball Z and Demon Slayer.
Dragon Ball Z is just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a Love Live podcast, my man.
Well, we'll start a Dragon Ball Z podcast next. Don't worry.
Nice.
All right, time to brush up on the DBZ lore.
I'm still recording, by the way. How do we sign out?
Just say goodbye, yeah?
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.